So, DraftKings Sports posted this, and I find it very interesting. Only 45% of Bengals fans think the Cincinnati Bengals will trade T Higgins in 2024. Comment down below right now and tell me, do you think he will be traded this year? Or do you think he will play on that franchise tag for 1 year or get signed to a multi-year contract this year or get traded? Here's how I look at it, right? If he does get traded, which I still don't think, the reason why I don't think he'll get traded is because of how much Cincinnati values their players. And what I mean by that is they overvalue their players. They thought Jonah Williams, or they wanted a first round pick for Jonah Williams. And Jonah Williams, according to a lot of different executives in the league, was not worth a first round pick. So that's why he didn't get traded, because we valued him way too high. If they value Jonah Williams as a first round pick, I don't know what they would even value T Higgins. Because T Higgins, on paper, is 7, 8, 9, 70, 30, 100 times better than Jonah Williams. He's like 200 times better than Jonah Williams. So if you're valuing Jonah as a first round pick, what would they value T Higgins as? And again, they could have gave him the non-exclusive franchise tag and put him pretty much on the market for 2 first round picks. And they didn't do that. They didn't do either of those options. Either try to trade him, or they didn't do the option of giving a non-exclusive franchise tag. So that's my question, is what would they even ask for? Number 2 would be, if you're going to trade him, there's 2 times you would trade him. Right before free agency, which free agency is in 11 days. So in this time period, right before free agency. Well, option 2 would be right before the draft, if not on draft day, right? It would be in that draft time period where it's like kind of mid-late April. You already got a good understanding on who you might or might not want to draft. You have your draft board up, and then you're like, okay, we want to get assets for this year's draft, so then you would make the move and trade the player. After the draft, I couldn't see them trading him. Because at that point, you're not helping your team out this year. You're helping your team out maybe in the future, but not this year. And when you have a Super Bowl roster this year, it's worth more to keep him on a franchise tag, if anything, for 1 year, and still have that level of great play, and then figure things out next offseason. So, 45, I feel like this is an incorrect number. Now, it doesn't say that they want him to be traded. That's the thing, though. If they said want to be traded, I think this would be a crazy number. But to think he will be traded, I wonder. It's just like, I feel like everyone I have seen in my comic section, at least, and I know I don't represent the whole Houday Nation here when it comes to my comic section, but most people I see say we're not going to trade him. And I don't think we're going to trade him either. Whether or not they think we won't trade him because of the value purpose of what the Bengals will value him as, or they won't trade him because, again, he's that good of a player, that's one thing or another. But I kind of find this hard to believe 45% of people, or at least almost half of Bengals fans, think we're going to trade T Higgins. Because without T Higgins, losing Tyler Boyd, that means our receiving core is Jamar Chase. Then I guess Yoshi would be number 2, because Trent Irwin's also on free agency. And then number 3 would be Chuck Sizzle. Oh, that's weird to say out loud. That is really weird to say out loud. If we didn't bring back Trent Irwin or Tyler Boyd, we lost T Higgins, our receiving core would be Yoshi's our number 2 receiver, and he's our outside guy, which is what we drafted him to be. And I think he will take a huge step forward this next year and really become an outside receiver. But still, even saying that, just weird to say, like a 6th-round pick is already your number 2. And then, what's it called? And then Chuck Sizzle, who really gotten 0 playtime this whole year, would be our number 3 receiver and our slot receiver. And then outside of that, we wouldn't have a receiver. We'd have 3 receivers on the roster. Yeah. Again, like I said, I don't think it's going to happen. And I know the sports books or Draftking sports books is always going to post stuff like this and try to get numbers out there, but it's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. Get your own wide receiver. That's what I would say. Duke Tobin it. Go get your own wide receiver. You want a wide receiver? Go get your own guy. You're not taking ours. See you guys in the next one. Peace.